Welcome, viewers. You all have been promoted to your new classes, and this poem is for the students who have been promoted to class 10. So, here I am with the poem A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. Okay, let's know about the poet who has written this poem. George Leslie Norris was versatile Welsh poet and short story writer. So let us know what is Welsh. So one who belongs to Wales, a country in Great Britain, known for rugged coastline, mountainous national parks, and distinctive Welsh language. So he was a versatile Welsh poet and short story writer. He is considered as most important Welsh writers of the post-war period. Now we see the tone of the poem. The tone of the poem is full of regret because the poet believes that this is not the kind of life a tiger should be living. There is also a tone of anger that the tiger feels at being caged. Let's see the style of the poem. The poem consists of 5 stanzas, each is made up of 4 lines. The rhyme scheme is ABCB. The poem has 2 distinct settings. The first setting is of the zoo, where the tiger is put in a cage. The second setting is that of the natural wild habitat of the tiger. Now let's see the theme of the poem. The poet Leslie Norris wants to convey that it is cruel to keep wild animals in small enclosures like zoo, away from their natural habitat. The tigers feel angry, helpless, unhappy, and longs to go back to their own surroundings in the forest. Let's see the first stanza of the poem. He stalks in his vivid stripes, the new steps of his cage on paths of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. Here the poet says that the tiger that is confined in the zoo moves around in the cage under his bright colored skin. His feet are soft like velvet. The tiger is angry as he is away from laps and bounds in the jungle. The tiger is personified here because the poet refers him as he. Let's see other poetic devices used in first stanza. First is metaphor, as tigers' paws are compared with velvet. Next is enjambment. Enjambment is when the sentence is continuing to next lines without any punctuation mark. Next is imagery. In imagery, the poet tries to create the images, the mental images in the reader's mind. So where we find imagery, he stalks in his vivid stripes. Next poetic device used in this stanza is consonance. Consonance is the repetition of the S sound. So here where we find consonance here, stalks, his, stripes. So all the 3 words ending with S sound. Next is second stanza. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass, near the water hole where plump deer pass. Here the poet says that if the tiger would have been free, he would have hid himself behind the long grass near water bodies so that he is able to catch his fat prey deer, which is his actual life, and not to be in the cage lifetime. Okay, the poetic devices used in this stanza are first is enjambment. Where is enjambment? Because sliding through long grass near the water hole where plump deer pass. So here in the last 3 lines of the stanza, no punctuation mark has been used. Next is alliteration, Where we find alliteration, alliteration is the repetition of the same consonant sound in the starting of the word in two or more consecutive words or in nearby words. So here we find alliteration in plum pass. Here we find a repetition of the consonant sound p p. Next is imagery. Here the poet tries to create mental images or evokes mental images in the reader's mind. So which line of the stanza does this job? Lurking in shadow. Okay, the rhyme scheme of this stanza is A B C B. And some more poetic devices used here, like assonance. Assonance is the use of vowel sound. So here we find this the repetition of the sound I, his vivid stripes. So here we find repetition of I. And next is oxymoron. So here it is use of adjectives opposite in meaning. So where we find it, where we find oxymoron, quite, rage. One side we are saying quite and the other side we are saying rage. So both are self-contradictory. So quite, rage. Next, personification. Yes, poet has used personification here, as the tiger is personified by using he. Let's see third stanza of the poem. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Okay, here in this stanza, according to the poet, if the tiger would have been free and roaming in the jungle, he would have snarled around the houses located on the outskirts of forest. He would have terrorized people with his sharp tooth and claws, creating fear among the villagers. Let's see the poetic devices used in this stanza. First is enjambment. Rhyme scheme is common. And next is onomatopoeia. This poetic device uses sound words. Okay, like snarling. And assonance, again, use of vowel sound. So here we have found the use of vowel sound, the prominent use of O and I. So where we find O, should, around, in houses, and the sound of I we found where, in bearing, his, white, his. Next is consonants. Here we find the use of consonant sound, S, his, fangs, his, claws. So all the words given in the bracket are ending with S. So that's why consonants has been used here. Next is the fourth stanza. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Here the poet feels sorry for the animal locked in a cage. His strength is also locked behind the bars, as he is not able to expose his true instincts of ferociousness. He never tries to terrorize the visitors in the zoo, as he is locked and cannot attack them. Okay, again, rhyme scheme is common in this stanza. Next, personification has been used here. Next is assonance, where we find the use of vowel sound E in the words like he, locked, concrete, cell. Next is consonance. Here we find the use of S sound, his, strength, bars. And the last one is the alliteration, the use of sound B at the start of two words behind bars. Okay, let's see fifth stanza. He hears his voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Here at night, the tiger hears the sounds of patrolling cars, which is not liked by the tiger. He wishes that his freedom is restored to him and feels sad at his condition. So, in order to divert his thoughts, he stares at the stars in night as he is helpless. Okay, in the first stanza, the rhyme scheme is common ABCB, and enjambment has been used here. Then we can also find alliteration in he hears. Then assonance is used in with his brilliant. Then repetition is also there as the word brilliant used twice. Thank you for giving your precious time to watch this video.